Blackstone Publishing presents Conversations with Tom Petty, Expanded Edition by Paul Zollo. This book is read by Jim Meskimen. Dedicated to my son, Joshua Zollo, and my father, Bert Zollo, with all my love and music always. It always feels good to finish an album because I've done it long enough to know these things are going to be around longer than me. That's what's so great about music and composing. Something that wasn't there a few minutes ago is here, and it could be here longer than you. Tom Petty. A conversation with Dana Petty. When we started working on this book in 2004, you and Tom had been married for a few years, and he seemed happier than ever. I could tell he'd never known a love like this. He seemed blissful. Was that how it was? DP. It was a wonderful time, but honestly our entire relationship was like that. Tommy would talk about it often, how for 22 years we were so ridiculously happy and content together. We didn't have to be doing anything out of the ordinary. Just being together was enough. We didn't have any quirks or idiosyncrasies that got on each other's nerves. He'd often express how sad it was that most couples didn't have that we had. Just being so happily in love, even after so many years. It was a love we never took for granted. We were just as happy in the last months of our relationship as we were when we first met and began to fall in love. Maybe more. We had a fairy tale relationship for sure. What gets me through each day is knowing how blessed I was to have found the love of my life in Tommy, and knowing that he felt the same about me. We created decades of wonderful memories together, and they're especially meaningful now that he's gone. Now, in retrospect, I'm so grateful to Tom for sharing so much of his thoughts, his truth, and his history. Do you remember how he felt about doing the book and what led to it? I had been after Tommy for years to write his autobiography. It was something he hummed and hawed about, but I thought it was important to put everything down in his own words so there would be a truly accurate record of his amazing life experiences. It's an understatement to say that he had an incredible life. It was a singular life in many ways, and lived by a truly good soul who brought so much to the world. He was such a gifted storyteller, and he had endless tales to tell that were almost always funny and often downright wild. He got great joy from telling them, and so did his listeners. His spirit was absolutely infectious, and his joy in sharing his stories was palpable.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?